Hello and welcome to InsideWi-Fi, video 33. What is MSDU, MPDU, PSDU and PPDU in Wi-Fi? MSDU, MPDU, PSDU and PPDU are the four components which act as the backbone of every Wi-Fi frame you'll ever analyze. Wi-Fi works in the bottom two layers of the OSI model, the physical layer and the data link layer. Let us understand few basic things like SDU, PDU and encapsulation before looking at the layers. What is a service data unit SDU? A service data unit is a block of data passed from a higher network layer to a lower layer in a layered communication model such as the OSI model or the TCP/IP model. For example, think of networking like a stack of layers, the OSI model or the TCP/IP model. Each layer provides services to the layer above it. The higher layer creates data that is handed down to the next lower layer. At that point, the data is called a service data unit, SDU. What is a protocol data unit PDU? A PDU is the complete unit of data that a specific network layer sends or receives, including the original data from the layer above, called the service data unit, plus any control information, headers and sometimes trailers, added by the current layer's protocol. Simply SDU plus protocol header, and possibly trailer, equals PDU. What is encapsulation? Encapsulation is the process in networking where each layer adds its own control information, headers and sometimes trailers, to the data it receives from the layer above. In simple terms, encapsulation is wrapping data with protocol information as it moves down the network stack. Now here's where it gets interesting. The 802.11 standard isn't just one big block, it's structured into two main layers, and within those layers are four essential sublayers working behind the scenes. Layer 1. Physical layer, PHY. In Wi-Fi, defined by the IEEE 802.11 standard, the physical layer is the lowest layer of the wireless network stack responsible for transmitting and receiving raw bits over radio waves. The PHY layer is divided into two sublayers. Physical Layer Convergence Procedure, PLCP. PLCP acts as a bridge between the MAC layer and the actual radio hardware. It ensures the frame is formatted correctly for the wireless medium. PLCP takes frames from the MAC layer, adds a PHY header, preamble plus signaling information, prepares the data for transmission over the air. Physical Medium Dependent, PMD. PMD is the part that actually interacts with the physical wireless medium. Handles modulation. Controls frequencies. Converts bits into radio signals and back. Layer 2. Data link layer. In Wi-Fi, defined by the IEEE 802.11 standard, the data link layer is responsible for reliable communication between devices on the same wireless network. Data link layer operates above the physical layer and is divided into two sublayers. Logical Link Control, LLC. This sublayer sits above MAC and provides an interface to layer 3. LLC identifies which network layer protocol is being carried. Provides a consistent interface to upper layers and shared across IEEE 802 networks such as Ethernet and Wi-Fi. Media Access Control, MAC. This is the most important part of the 802.11 data link layer. Since Wi-Fi is a shared medium, the MAC layer ensures devices don't transmit at the same time and cause collisions. This layer controls access to the wireless medium, using CSMACA. Adds MAC addresses to frames. Handles acknowledgements, or ACKs. Manages retransmissions. Performs frame sequencing. Supports encryption, WPA2 to WPA3 at implementation level. Data flow through Wi-Fi layers and sublayers. The LLC sublayer adds its header to the upper layer data, such as an IP packet, to form the LLC PDU. The LLC PDU contains both the upper layer data and the LLC specific control information, like SAP addresses and control fields. The LLC PDU is passed from the LLC sublayer to the MAC sublayer. In the MAC sublayer, the LLC PDU is referred to as the MSDU. This is the raw data unit that the MAC layer will work with. The MAC sublayer encapsulates the MSDU, the LLC PDU, by adding its own MAC header. The MAC header plus the MSDU now forms a complete MPDU, MAC Protocol Data Unit. The MPDU is then passed to the PLCP sublayer, which is part of the physical layer, where it is called the PSDU. The PLCP sublayer header and the PSDU forms the PPDU. This will be transmitted in bits through the PMD sublayer. When is the MPDU called PSDU? MPDU and PSDU are normally the same information. The name MPDU or PSDU depends on the layer the information is considered or analyzed. MPDU is the information from Layer 2 sublayer MAC perspective and PSDU is the information from Layer 1 sublayer PLCP perspective. Within Layers 1 and 2, the service data units, SDUs, go by specific names. The MAC Service Data Unit, MSDU, and MAC Protocol Data Unit, MPDU, exist at Layer 2, specifically, in the MAC sublayer of the data link layer. The PLCP Service Data Unit, PSDU, and PLCP Protocol Data Unit, PPDU, exist at Layer 1, specifically, in the PLCP sublayer of the physical layer. In our next video, let's see what is an access point. Thank you for watching.